Hello everyone. I'm Paul,
And I'm Andrew.
and welcome to another edition of the Fan Voice. We are so happy to be here again for
Yay.
We're in our fourth podcast.
We're on our fourth episode.
and things are rolling pretty darn nicely, I would say.
Yeah, 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I think this is technically on a roll now,
Yeah.
right? After you
yeah.
get past 3, then you're on a roll.
Yeah,
So we gotta keep this going.
I feel pretty rolling,
Yeah.
smooth
We're doing
round,
good.
like a nice boulder downhill.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so we're going to start sticking to our usual format with shout-outs, recent news, and then a big topic, which today is going to be a big discussion about the new season of Mushishi.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful anime if you haven't seen it.
Please go watch it.
Yes, please. But we're going to talk about it and convince you, so
Yes.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
First off, the shout-outs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been doing a few smaller comments here and there on our Facebook page on top of our full-on articles and stuff, little
Yes.
tidbits of things. And first off, our posting of our last podcast, we got a few comments. A shout out to Barai Steiner. Good job on the newest podcast. Can't wait to hear more. So thank you so much, Baraya, for your support. Really appreciate it.
Seriously.
And we did get into a little debate about whether Mewtwo is coming back or not.
Ah.
Baraya doesn't believe so.
It should be interesting. I don't see them doing it, but we'll see what happens.
I feel there's still a chance. But just because with the support of the latest generation X and Y.
He has a mega evolution.
Mewtwo came back and he has a mega evolution.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you could be right, but I still have hope. I really do.
All right, I'm glad that you have hope.
Yeah, I'm a hopeful guy. We all gotta have it.
Yep.
And then a shout out to Atticus Ponce, who has shared our third podcast as well and has continued to support us
to
a
you,
lot.
Atticus. You are awesome.
Good guy, Atticus. Thank you very much. And he gave us a little comment on our third podcast. He says, I got Little Mac. I'm good.
I kind of feel the same way.
So, Atticus hasn't played much Smash, but seeing Little Mac, he's really, really hyped for the new one because he's a big boxing fan and stuff.
I just really like how Little Mac's completely different from
This
normal
is
Smash.
true.
So I'm like really excited to just play a lot of Little Mac.
Him and Rosalina are totally like way out there.
That's why I'm like, new, unique concepts. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, it's going to be so interesting. Love it. And also, I did a small post about what I believe epic songs are.
Yes.
And I gave a nice little monologue about that, I guess. And a couple people commented on when I asked, what is an epic song to them? And shout out to Melissa Hernandez. Everything's Magic by Angels and Airwaves.
It's a good song.
It is.
Yeah.
That entire album,
It's
I
actually
Empire.
really good. Yeah.
So beautiful.
When I saw them live, that was their last song that they played, and it was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah.
You talking about Weezer? The Weezer concert?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, do you remember that?
It was my first concert.
Yeah, it was their last song that they played. It was really good.
Oh, that's great. Memories.
Yeah.
And then, so thanks for that shout out, Melissa. Keep it coming. And next up, Connor Tridy also commented on epic songs. He says, anything by May.
And I 100% agree with that.
Oh my gosh.
The end of that song
is
amazing.
Seriously.
It's really, really good. It really is.
Oh my gosh. I feel so dumb right now. What is it? I thought he meant anything like any song by May. Okay,
no.
I do know anything. Please, don't crucify me. Of course I know anything. The song anything.
No, Paul, you're the one who got me into May.
I know.
I feel betrayed.
I totally brain farted. But the thing is, I think every song is epic by May as well. So it works both ways.
Yeah, they have some pretty epic songs. But no, the song itself.
Yes.
The song anything. That is really, really funny.
Oh my gosh.
I just think that's really funny. I mean, it makes sense because you're a really big fan of it. So you're just like, well, yeah, of course. Anything by me is epic. I mean, come on.
I feel dumb and noble at the same time. But Connor, either way you put it, You are so right. Thank you very much for commenting. May is a fantastic band, and I'm sure we're going to talk about them more in depth sometime in the future. So
yeah, we'll have to do that. That's actually a really good point.
Thank you very much, Connor. Thanks for that comment. And
it's just really funny. You can continue. I'm sorry.
After those antics, do you want to get into some news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
What's the first news item we have? Okay, so yeah, this was actually something I was looking at earlier today. Something really interesting happened in the world of Super Smash Brothers, and actually kind of in the world of esports as well, sort of in general. Team Curse, who's a really big esports group and team, they have like 2 different League of Legends teams and an amateur team and all this different stuff, and they've been recently picking up some smaller games. So they picked up Hearthstone, a couple players from Hearthstone, for sponsorships, and they actually picked up 2 Super Smash Brothers Melee players. Not Brawl, but Melee. Like a 13-year-old game at this point.
Yes.
Isn't it 13 or 14 now?
2001, 13.
Yeah, 13 years old. So that's nuts. And it's 2 really good players. It's, and well, now they have Curse in front of their name, which is pretty cool. But it's going to be Curse Chillin' and Curse Hungrybox. Hungrybox is the Jigglypuff player. Everybody pretty much knows who Hungrybox is. Very good Jigglypuff player. Very frustrating sometimes to watch.
I bet.
He just camps by the ledge and then he rests people. I don't know. It's just it can be frustrating sometimes to watch.
So I haven't followed much gaming teams.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of teams have diverse players like this?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was really smart for Curse to go this route because now they have Chillin, who is a Fox player, and Hungrybox, who's a Jigglypuff player, and they can team together now in doubles play.
Oh, nice.
And Fox and Jigglypuff is a really good combination, usually.
They're both
a lot of players
they're
say
both
that.
Nuts.
Yeah,
I'll say that, yeah.
And so, I don't know, I feel like that was really smart of them to diversify. I'm glad they didn't just go out and get a bunch of different Fox players.
Right.
You know, I mean, Hungrybox is enormous. Obviously, everybody still puts him at the top of, top 5 in the world usually.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm glad that they went out and...
I mean, I think Hungrybox is good just for having a Jigglypuff and a Fox together. Even though Jigglypuff is also a really good player, it's more of a fun character, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just straight up pro attacking like Fox is.
1v1 me on Final Destination, no items, Fox only.
Pretty much. So, I mean, I think it's good for the image, you know? A little pro, a little fun.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
And I mean, Hungrybox is just, he's going to start tearing it up again. I'm convinced, especially not just with the sponsorship, but with just current, I've been watching him play.
Yeah.
And he always has trouble in Fox matchups, so this is another reason he's going to have someone hopefully to play with. And I think they might live in different I think they might live in different areas still, but
okay.
I mean I think this is going to be good. He's somebody to kind of talk to about Foxes and I don't know. I'm excited to see. I mean, we've had other teams start to pick people up. Now we have Liquid Ken, the Marth player, and
Ken, he's an old player, isn't he?
Yeah, and so so is Chillin, and and now Curse has picked up Chillin. A lot of people are picking up older players who've kind of been coming back
because the Melee's reviving.
Yeah. And that's the amazing thing about this too. Team Curse didn't go out and find Brawl players; they went out and found Melee players. Right. So that's really, really cool, and it gives me hope for Smash 4. I feel like we're gonna have some quote unquote professional players. They're sponsored. This is now a major job for them, so might have a little bit more pull.
And as we talked about last week, we're both under huge impression that the Namco Bandai and Nintendo is taking really heavy notes from the pro players and what they want.
I really think they are. Yeah. So anyway, this is exciting news.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really cool to see over the next couple months how that works out.
Cool.
And the next thing is Martin O'Donnell has left. I put that in quotes. Bungie.
I've heard left and randomly fired.
Yeah. So he posted on Twitter that he was terminated without cause.
Oh.
And then Bungie posted that he's left and we've parted ways as friends. And I was like, nah, those two things don't match up.
That
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of that.
I don't know what to think about that either. I feel like it might be one of those things where Bungie was just like, this isn't working out anymore.
Uh-huh.
You want maybe more creative control than we're willing to give you. Whatever happened, and they were like, okay, it's not going to work out. Sorry, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And from Bungie's
Yeah.
side, that would mean, sorry, it didn't work out. But we're
Right.
going to have to terminate you without cause. And that would be the legal jargon that they used.
Right.
And maybe he's just bitter about it. And that's the terminology he used. Because
Definitely.
that's the paper he got. You know,
whoever
I don't
posts,
know.
it's gonna be biased to their side.
Yeah, it definitely is. So
99% of the time.
this is really sad though, because he's obviously the one that has done the Halo music.
Right.
And the Halo 3 soundtrack is still my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I always that was kind of the John Williams of video games, sort of, to me. Like, that soundtrack
Definitely.
It was incredibly popular, and not just because it was Halo. It was popular as music.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's kind of a shame that they don't have him for Destiny anymore. Now, I don't know if the Destiny soundtrack is finished. I mean, they had Paul McCartney working on it too.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't even know.
Interesting.
I don't even know what's going to happen with that. I'm sure they're still working on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm confident that Bungie will pull out something great.
I'm sure that
even
they
with
will.
This really erratic turn of events.
Yeah. Something happened there. I mean, you don't just part from a company you worked with for that long.
No.
That soon, that abrupt. I mean, something happened. I don't think we're gonna know what it is for a while.
Yeah.
Start
the conspiracies.
Yeah. No,
like...
please don't. Actually, please don't do that.
Well, no, I'm not I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying it's inevitable.
Oh, it's definitely inevitable. It's already happened. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So many people are so angry at Bungie, and they're immediately faulting them for. I'm like, you don't know what happened.
You don't know what's going on.
Marty O'Donnell could have come in drunk for 3 weeks straight. I'm not saying that happened. Please don't. Please don't post that everywhere.
Extreme example.
But I mean,
we're just saying anything could have happened.
Anything could have happened, really.
Now the big thing is, this definitely. I didn't think about before. Maybe already recording the soundtrack for Destiny. That's a possibility, but big chance that he's out for Destiny. Not so sure about Halo, since Bungie's no longer with Halo.
And that's a good point. He might have been in talk. I don't know, but that's just speculation. But maybe he's now in talks with 343 Industries, who does Halo now.
That's what I was speculating.
Back.
He wanted to cling to the Halo series for one way or another, and Bungie didn't like that kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Well, if that happens, that would bring a lot more light to this situation.
Right.
If he goes to 343 after this.
And that definitely makes sense. I mean,
it does.
It's choosing between one grand plan or another kind of thing,
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who knows?
Right.
I'm just sad to see him go. I really am.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, he really was. And I'm just... I'm glad that he'll go and he'll work on something else now. He's obviously already worked on Destiny. His name's already going to be attached to the project.
Oh, okay.
But, because, he's been working on it for a couple years. But, I don't know. Well, I want to see what he does next.
Yeah.
If it's not Halo, great. If it is Halo, great. I just...
Wherever he'll go, he'll make it amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I'm sure.
So, the next piece of news... just want to update everyone on Face Off. So, as I mentioned before, it was revealed that last week this pre-finale elimination was going to be 2 parts: vampires and this week werewolves. And all around, I'd say the makeups turned out a lot better than the vampires.
They're pretty cool.
A lot more extreme.
Yeah, the vampires look just kind of tame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I guess in defense, werewolves are always going to be more crazy than
that's true.
vampires, generally, in appearance.
Yeah.
But we have our final 3. And the final 3 is George, Rashad, and Tyler, with Nico being eliminated. Now, I've talked to you before about my frustrations with Nico.
Yeah.
Just a bit, and his werewolf was kind of the most disappointing to me.
Yeah.
the facial
Just
sculpt was just so.
yeah.
It didn't look like a werewolf. It didn't look like anything.
It's very weird. It was obvious to me that he was trying to go for something like weird and not ordinary.
Yeah.
But it's a werewolf, which means that it's wolf, which means it should have hair. And that was my main problem.
Yeah. It had
Is
like
that-
hair on the ears in a weird spot.
Yeah, I
kind
don't
of
know.
thing.
I mean, I understand he was kind of going to be weird and unique and everything, but
Yeah. I mean,
just didn't work out. I think.
definitely no. And it did have a strong all body silhouette, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it makes up for it this late in the game.
Yeah.
And he throughout the series he's dangled on the bottom looks a few times and
Yeah.
openly admitted he's having trouble or confused about concepts. I'm like,
How has he made it this far?
I don't know. Honestly,
Weird.
sometimes I think it's just luck, you know?
Yeah, and it might be.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these shows, it's luck if you're like near the bottom, but you're never the worst.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
But to get that far in the final four,
Yeah.
it really surprised me.
yeah,
But well, he's out, so
yeah, nah, you know,
yeah. What are you gonna do? But we got our final three,
Yeah.
and that finale is going to be. Well, when this airs, it's going to be tomorrow.
Oh,
So,
all right.
look forward to that, guys.
Tape delay.
Excellent. Yeah. And then so our final pieces of news include a few new shows that we've been keeping up with.
Yeah.
Anime shows that have just started premiering and have caught our interest.
Yeah, definitely. We've had. I just go on Crunchyroll. If you don't have a Crunchyroll account, by the way, and you're really into anime, I would check it out. You can watch stuff for free on Crunchyroll anyway. You
Yeah,
can all do
exactly.
You can also do the same on Hulu. It has a really impressive anime catalog now.
They're getting really good.
Yeah, and it has both subbed content, subtitled stuff, and dubbed stuff.
Yeah.
So they're doing really good. So
Yeah.
anyway, but Crunchyroll is even better in my opinion. Yeah,
Is the anime source
because
basically.
it has like when it comes out in Japan, it comes out same day, next day, whatever
Exactly.
on Crunchyroll. So
Yeah.
but yeah, some things I've been going through Crunchyroll and just marking off stuff to watch, and I haven't gotten to a lot of it yet. But,
Yeah.
these are all first episodes, very beginning of this season. So.
For me personally, this is a really new process.
Yeah.
Like there are lots of animes I enjoy, but I've never gone through a list
Mm-hmm.
of the most recent animes that have just
Yeah.
come out. So this is a new experience, and I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying it.
I haven't done it for a while, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we have Crunchyroll now because it makes it really easy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally worth the
exactly.
$7 a month because I can just be like, oh, I'll just that
Right.
one, that one, tag all of them and then watch them. It's
And
really
having
awesome.
the account basically gives you better streaming
Yeah,
quality,
better
less
stream-
buffering.
yeah.
It's like an exclusive stream for
Yeah,
you
and-
kind of thing.
and no ads, so it's kind of the same
Right,
thing as Hulu
right.
Plus.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
no ads, so yeah, it's definitely worth it. But anime we've been watching. I'm guessing the first one on there is
No game,
Yeah.
no life. So this is a pretty interesting anime.
Yeah, it's good. I really like the visual style.
Oh
which is, I
yeah,
think, what we were
that's
talking about
what
earlier.
that's what grasped me right
Mhm.
away.
I think the greatest part to me though was it felt like every character was outlined a color really subtly. You know what I mean?
It's very similar to the Summer Wars animation in the
Yes.
internet parts.
yes.
Yeah.
You can see him, the main character, is outlined in red a
Yeah.
lot. Little sister sometimes in white or whatever, and
Mhm.
it's very visually like intense.
Intoxicating.
Yeah, the backgrounds are incredibly detailed.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm really excited about for this show is
Right.
I feel like if they get into the different parts of this world that they're in, it could be really interesting to see all those different backgrounds.
What I'm worried about is the direction they take it in.
Yeah,
Because
so go ahead.
yeah, the design absolutely incredible, and it has a pretty interesting lore too.
Yeah,
Basically about these kids being sucked into a game, and they're
Mhm.
supposed to be the greatest game players
Yeah.
in the normal
yeah,
world.
and
much.
they get sucked into this world, and it's basically a world where you have to play games. nobody can die. There's no murder, and all of that is outlawed. You can't physically do it.
All
It's
competition, disputes, betting, everything.
It's all settled by using games, and
Yeah.
that's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And actually, I have Dwayne Burns was on Facebook.
Shout out to Dwayne.
Shout out to Dwayne. He said he really liked the concept of in the normal world. He was talking about the normal world, how it's like a bad game. You don't know the rules.
Oh, I
You don't know
loved
what
that
people-
monologue so
that was
much.
fantastic.
You can win too much, you can lose too much, and it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he loves the fact that this game, this world has rules, and the rules are it's all games.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you, Dwayne. I really, really like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such an interesting concept to me. So I'm kind of worried where they're going to take it to. It could devolve into a harem, but almost any show can do that.
That's
You
what
know,
my hang up is about it, is because it will. It has so much potential, but I can totally see it devolving into mainstream anime behaviors.
And I mean, on the whole, if that stuff is there, but there's enough of the other stuff to keep it interesting, I'm gonna still watch it, definitely.
Because
first episode, first impression, I was like, there are a lot of women. And then I'm like, is this based on a virtual novel? Because that's usually the way that happens.
I think it's a light novel.
Is it a light novel? Okay, that might be a little different.
And this one's supposed to be 12 episodes, I think.
Yeah, this one is shorter, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm excited. I hope I'm optimistic for it, because if anything, the visual style is going to keep me interested.
Right.
So,
you didn't see the second episode.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's gotten me more worried. Do you want me to explain why at all?
I'm guessing that it's one of the girls, more interaction with them.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
lot of girl goofiness in that episode.
I'm sure that was gonna happen. But I don't know. I'm still optimistic that they can go through.
So the parts where they're actually playing games, so far they've just done really simplistic games, but their description into it reaches Death Note levels of intricacy.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's really attractive in my opinion.
Yeah. So I hope that's the direction it goes.
That needs to take the forefront.
Yeah, definitely.
It really does for this to be good. So next show, Black Bullet. Do you want to talk about that a little?
So I watched the first episode of Black Bullet, and all I'm going to say about it is that it's interesting, but it seems very generic.
Oh, okay.
So I want to watch more of it, but I always watch, if I watch a series, I'm gonna watch it till episode 3, and then we'll kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do better about watching past that for shows that I'm on the fence about.
Right. Same here.
Yeah.
You know, this is really hard for me. I'm like totally polarizing towards like any genericness or fan service.
Seriously, because I'm really bad about. I'll get to a point, episode 3 in a show, and I'll be like, I don't know, it's kind of generic. I mean, I like it. I was entertained by it, but I think I'll drop it. And then later, somebody tells me, "Oh, it really paid off in the end." I mean, it wasn't amazing, or sometimes it was amazing, and I dropped it.
Yeah,
that was Bakemonogatari for me, actually.
Oh,
I dropped it at some point not because I thought it was generic, but because I thought they were just being weird to be weird.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of still are. I don't know. That's Shaft in a nutshell, actually. But anyway, so I'm trying to be better about that. And Black Bullet's one of them that, if I'm still entertained by it by the 3rd episode, I'll keep watching it. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Who knows? But
for the fans, let's hold on to things a little more. For you guys. So we can be as descriptive and like fair as possible.
Yeah.
Definitely. Alright, so we got one more on the list, and that is Mekaku City Actors.
Yeah, so Mekaku City Actors is a new Shaft production. Shaft did Bakemonogatari. They did Nisekoi recently, I think, as well, last season. And I haven't seen that show, but I've heard generally good things about it. They have a very distinct visual style.
Yeah.
Especially the backgrounds in the show, the cities, the people are all grayed out.
Definitely.
It's a very distinct style. Everything is color.
Right.
And the coloring is important.
Yeah.
Like when something is in color, you know, it defines who they are.
Right.
You know, she's all blue. for instance. The
Yeah.
AI character
Yeah.
in the show is Blue,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of interesting because she's bubbly and happy all the time, and
Right.
it fits really well. And it seems on all like promotional pieces that they each have a color, so I think that's going to come in.
Yeah,
handy
it seems
later.
like that.
Yeah, so
I
mean,
feel like because on the cover it has like a what is it like 12 people?
I think it might be 12.
12
10 or 12.
12 people. I feel like that along with like the design, I feel like it's almost Mirai Nikki thrown into the design of Persona 4 or something like that.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
It was interesting. We obviously have no idea what's happening yet.
It seems like one of those shows where it's like you'll know everything at the end of it. Kind of deal.
He's kind of having a discussion maybe inside his own head with this girl that he knows. She's trying to tell him how they're going to meet.
Right.
I don't know. And that is actually one of the most interesting things in my opinion. Because he's obviously... That's definitely. Obviously happening at the end of the show. And they're giving us a taste of it now.
And it seemed like post-apocalyptic almost.
Yeah. So I don't know...
what the heck happened, you know?
Yeah. So that looks really interesting as well. I'm excited for that.
That's another one where... like the girl... The computer girl?
Yes.
I was getting a little annoyed by her.
Really?
Midway through, because she wouldn't stop talking.
I mean, I personally think that was definitely... I liked that part because I thought that was part of her character. And there's this guy who's just like a loser, and he spends all his time on message boards, and he never leaves the house.
Right. It's a huge ode to gamer shut-in kind of people.
Yeah.
So you can kind of
talking about how he used to work in anime and how that's a blatant lie. So I liked her character a lot. I do know what you mean that somewhere near.
It's not my type of character at all.
Yeah,
honestly, but I'm trying to have a more open mind about it.
Yeah, and I feel like she could be very entertaining.
Yeah.
And I also don't know what's going on with that. Like, he doesn't know where she came from and this whole thing. So that could also be really
like anime girl computer virus.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Best computer virus ever. It's like, hey there.
Yeah. All right, but we did get some feedback about Mekaku City Actors 2.
Yeah, so we posted just an image of the blue girl. I think her name is Esse?
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure.
But basically we were like, so I guess this is the Cortana of the anime world. And we got some feedback on the show. Another shout out to Connor Tridy. Where is that? Aha! Okay. Everyone is super hype about this show. The first episode was very promising, and the style and aesthetics keep it bumpin'. Bumpin' indeed.
Yeah, and I would 100% agree with that.
Love that style. It's pretty sweet.
It's the very unique visual style that's going to keep me interested.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Tommy Wasak, who also said, it was interesting to say the least, and what are the odds that would happen the one day he went outside? That is so true.
That sucks for that guy.
Basically, he goes outside for the first time, and I don't even know how long to buy
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Wow. To buy a new keyboard, and the mall is taken hostage. And
he's in a terrorist hostage situation. Terrible message for shut-ins. It's
seriously,
like, don't leave the house.
Don't leave the house ever.
Stay indoors.
Yeah. So Mekaku City Actors was pretty good.
So those are a few of the animes that just came out that we're keeping up with right now. Now is Black Bullet also on Crunchyroll?
Yes.
Okay, so all 3 of these are streamed on Crunchyroll, so you can check those out. They're only like 1 or 2 episodes in right now, so take a look at those. And this will be the perfect leeway into our primetime topic for the evening.
Yes, it will.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So another currently airing show right now is Mushishi second season. It has 2 episodes currently, and it is by far my favorite out of this list, just because I already know what it's going to be, and it's already amazing.
Absolutely. So we both followed the first season of Mushi-Shi, and it's one of my favorite animes of all time.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah, this second season is fighting for top contender between this and Cashin' Sins for me.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely in love with this anime. It is so unique. I don't think there's another out there like it.
Yeah, it's it's different.
Yeah.
It's completely different from a lot of anime. Is maybe the stereotypical anime, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
is more over the top, fast paced,
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous, and I mean I love those shows as much as the average anime fan, but
this is so refreshing
yeah,
because there's
it's definitely
so
unique.
little of it.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's slower. Number one,
super slow and calm
and
and stuff. Peace.
If you think you're going to be bored by it, you probably won't be. You'd probably be surprised because it's very deliberate in what it tries to do.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it does get slow, just for slow sake.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on. There's a lot of hanging frames.
Yeah.
Things like that, which I think maybe would benefit from getting rid of. But there's a lot of other scenes where you don't want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
There's a purpose to being there, and it makes the show 10 times better. So, very, on the whole, amazing show. Maybe we want to talk about first impressions of the OVA. And
I guess we'll talk a little about just what exactly Mushishi is about.
Okay.
So, Mushishi basically surrounds two things.
Mm-hmm.
The Mushi, which are these spiritual insect creatures, and there are hundreds, no, thousands, maybe even millions of different kinds of species and of Mushi all across the world that have such mysterious abilities and stuff that affect humans in the most crazy ways.
Yeah.
And the second thing it surrounds is this traveler named Ginkgo, who is a Mushishi, or in the English dub version, he's called a Mushi Master.
Yes.
Which is a person who devotes their life to studying the Mushi. And he's a man who constantly has to travel because the Mushi are attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he stays in one place, it could cause trouble for villagers or whoever he's staying around, kind of thing.
So he basically travels Japan and helps out villages, small groups of villages and people, and he's kind of a loner and a traveler and everything. And it's a very interesting series. So each episode it's completely
episodic.
Yeah. And each episode is a completely new place, a completely new story, and a new Mushi.
Exactly.
And it's interesting.
The Mushi are terrifying and beautiful all at the same time, and I love to describe this series as each episode is like a little bedtime story. It's so calming, but so fantasy oriented and interesting and engaging. It's beautiful. It's wondrous.
And the other thing I would say about this show is that it definitely does, like what you're saying, the fantasy elements and everything, these one episodes. It's also one of the best shows I've seen at taking a 130-minute episode and delivering good characters in it.
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's just a line about this character.
Yeah.
Lost his wife, or had to run away from the village, or
right.
Just one little things, and it makes the characters really interesting, and then their lives are changed by Ginkgo and Mushi and everything else, and it just makes it feel like everywhere he goes, all of that is kind of connected,
right?
And the
which we totally saw in the OVA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the characters are they make it that much better,
right?
So, this is definitely an excellent show.
One of the greatest shows ever. Please, guys, watch this. It's such a beautiful piece of work. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So, do you want to get into the aired episodes?
Yeah. I guess we can start with the OVA, maybe, or
let's do it.
All right. So, OVA came out. When did that come out?
January.
It did. It was January, wasn't it?
Yeah.
OVA came out in January. For those of you who don't know, an OVA is basically just a short, like a one-off episode, sort of. It's longer than.
There are also some that are OVA series.
Yes.
So like sometimes it's an alternate universe kind of thing, but it's outside the main series. Yeah. That's the big thing about OVAs.
Yes. Yeah. And so this one premiered in January. It was fantastic. I thought it was really good. And once again, about the characters, really good characterization.
I think
in this OVA.
yeah. When I saw that, I thought this this episode had the greatest side character development that I'd ever seen in the series.
Yeah, and I think it might be because they had a little bit more time.
Absolutely.
But I totally agree.
Yeah.
This was really, it was done really excellently.
Yeah.
So but the OVA, when it released in January, just kind of released, not quietly, but not really with a lot of fanfare. Some people were excited about it, but
I was screaming at the top of my
yeah.
lungs to everyone.
But it released, and it released on Crunchyroll and everything. At the very end, they announced that there was going to be a second season. And then it showed up really fast.
Oh, yeah. Where did those months go?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Suddenly it's April and it's here. So,
yeah. Super excitement.
Yeah.
And so going into the first episode of Mushishi, the second season, we're introduced with, well, first it's a quick introduction of the Mushi.
Yes.
Which it's a formula that's been said before, but I love it so much. Just about what the Mushi are, how men have feared it, but they're neither good nor evil, kind of thing. They exist, you know. And then it goes into this new theme song, which of course it's gonna have a new theme song, but I was so excited for it because the first theme song was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
one of my favorite openings ever. It's just a mix of foresty, naturey, abstract painting kind of images transitioning throughout. And the first season had a song called "The Sore Feet Song" by Ali Kerr.
Yeah,
and which was so beautiful,
and it fits the show perfectly.
It embodied Ginkgo perfectly.
Yeah, I mean it's very calm and it's very kind of methodical in the way that it
about traveling across the world.
It's really well done. It's a really well done intro.
Definitely. Now this new intro, I would say, it doesn't touch upon the subject of Mushishi as deep, but it's much more haunting in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this new intro had a very similar treatment with the kind of abstract painting, but this one was the original one was a lot of greens, but this one was like rainy, dark bluish snow kind of thing. And this new song is "Shiver" by Lucy Rose. You guys need to check out both of these songs because they're
amazing.
They're wonderful.
They're really good.
Gosh,
they're really good. Yeah, the new song is another one that fits perfectly. It really does.
To the tone,
to
overall
the
tone and presentation of Mushishi. Absolutely.
So I was really excited to see that they had gotten another song that kind of matched the first season.
Absolutely.
Because that was one of them that sometimes you either kind of let an intro go, sometimes you skip
there's so many shows I feel like that had a really cool first intro that really gave you a feeling of the show, and then the second one is just totally way out there something else. It's like, what?
Yeah. But these are two intros, the Mushi-Shi intros, that I will never skip.
Absolutely not.
They're very, very good.
Yeah. And just as flawlessly as that intro flowed into this new season, these first couple episodes embody Mushishi perfectly.
They've been really good. The first episode I really liked because it intros the Mushi and the Mushi-Shi so perfectly.
Yes.
He gets to see this. For those who don't know, it's basically an outsider, and he gets to see a meeting of Mushi masters, Mushi-Shi.
Which we haven't seen that before. I
don't think we've ever seen it before.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. They're all trading stuff.
Yeah.
And getting, goods from each other and everything. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And so I think it's going to keep the perfect flow and presentation of classical Mushishi.
Yeah.
But evolve just a bit so we can see this world just a bit deeper.
Yeah, and and that's actually what I'm the most excited about.
Yeah.
We've already seen first episode. You already see a meeting other Mushishi.
Yeah,
and a meeting
exactly.
and that's really fascinating to me.
Right.
So I know exactly what you mean. I hope that we get to see that as well.
Which, beforehand with just the OVA, I thought, you know what they're really going to focus on is deeper stories with the side characters kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're even going to go deeper into Ginkgo and the Mushishi as well.
I think they're gonna do a lot of both, actually.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because it
absolutely.
feels like it. Because the first episode was more deeper into just. I mean, he
The
was a good.
Mushishi,
Yeah, he was
that
a good.
one.
Yeah, he was a good side character in
Right.
the first episode, but it was more
Didn't
about
have
the Mushishi.
too much depth.
Yeah,
but the OVA before that made up for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But I
So-
felt like second season was a lot more about the side characters, or second episode, excuse me. Of
Yeah,
the second season. It was
yeah,
a lot more about those side characters.
absolutely.
And it was incredibly well done. And I also liked the kind of the concept of these birds that are hiding in the seashells.
Now, is this the first Mushi that took an animalistic form?
So, I mean, a lot of them actually look like snakes. So I wouldn't.
That's true.
100% say
There's
that's
the
true,
shadow snake, but
yeah.
this was the most detailed animalistic
Yeah,
one. I feel
and
like.
I mean, if at the very end of this second episode, you see her surrounded by them, and they're all flying away.
Yeah.
And then her friends call to her, so it's obvious that her friends can't see them.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh, that's one important thing is not everyone can see these Mushi.
That's very true. I'm surprised we didn't mention that before. But yeah, not everybody can see Mushi, which makes Mushi-Shi very good at what they do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this second episode was very good. A lot about isolation and
so much character depth,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it really brought a message home to you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you could totally understand what this father is going through, losing complete trust in this village
Yeah.
after the wife being killed on a
Mhm.
fishing trip with them,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So I've been really liking this second season. I mean, it's only 2
Yeah.
episodes in, but this is the perfect show. I realized this. I was like, how heavily involved am I going to get into other animes like Mekaku City Actors or other animes like No Game No Life when I get into them, if I do?
Right.
It's like you have to be fully involved,
Yeah.
right? And what I like about Mushi-Shi is that you still can be fully involved, but it is such a nice show to relax to.
Exactly.
And it's just the perfect
You don't have to
amount
force it or feel like you have to marathon it.
Yeah.
You watch one episode of this a day, you're content, filled with philosophical feelings and stuff like that, and emotions. One of the greatest things I love about it.
Yeah, it's just incredibly well done with how much they give you each episode.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention about the second season is the music is kind of back in a sense. It's also different.
Right.
And I like that they didn't change all of it, but I also like
Just
that they didn't
some of it.
keep the music.
The one thing I think is important for all series that extend is to evolve yet still be true to themselves. And there are so many series out there that completely derail from that. Not just talking about anime, like TV shows, music, definitely. Lots of artists end up derailing on their later albums and stuff into something completely different, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a hard fence to stand on. Definitely.
It really
is. Not being completely the same yet staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
But so far they are doing it perfectly.
Yeah, and I've been really liking the fact that I feel like it's going to be more of the first season. I am totally okay with that with this show.
Absolutely.
I would like more
because
of the first season.
every single thing is a new story.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, it's like if they had a second season of Cowboy Bebop. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
Character development wise, they couldn't really do anything because they wrapped it up.
It's like maybe more of a lost episode kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
if they have
in between or a prequel or something like that.
Yeah, if they had prequels or episodic episodes and those released now, I'd be like, all right, bring it on.
Sweet,
right?
Yeah, it
so
would
I feel like it's the same thing with Mushi-Shi. I'm really excited to see more of it. You know, is
Yeah.
this going to be another 24 episode series? Do you know?
I believe so.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. I just didn't know.
I darn
12 or
hope
24.
so.
Me too.
Have it go as long as possible.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about um, Ginkgo as a character? Do you want to see? I guess what I'm asking is, do you want to see all the hard facts about him, all of his mystery and stuff?
No. I mean, I think Ginkgo is a very good. This is gonna sound odd, but he's almost a canvas for the show to kind of paint on. And
Yeah.
they give him some really
And I would
good
say the viewers
background.
too.
Yeah, and they give him some really good background and some really good, like, where is he coming from? Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
And I liked that a lot.
Right.
But I don't want to see them give him so much characterization that he doesn't have that anymore.
I agree with that.
Because the way he interacts with people, a lot of time kind of throws them off. And I like that.
He's just like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna fix all your problems.
Exactly. And I like the fact that he's almost not the main character of the series in that way.
No,
you know,
he's always kind of a passerby.
Yeah. So I would like another couple of episodes where they talk a little bit more about Ginkgo, but I don't want,
but not articulate everything so hardcore.
And I for sure don't want an arc. Like, here's 6 episodes. It all has to do with about.
Yeah,
I don't want.
I would
that.
agree.
I don't want that. I want you, if you want to go in more in depth about Ginkgo, some relationships he has somewhere else. He's a drifter, so what about relationships he's broken off in the past? That might be interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't, but like I said, I don't want like an arc or.
No, not everything defined hardcore. I think that's another thing that too many anime series abuse, that element of trying to explain every single little thing, no matter how complex the universe is.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It gets crazy sometimes.
And sometimes they seem to go into weird detail about what to explain and then don't explain something else that's obvious.
I guess it's just because they're afraid that there are always going to be these viewers who are like, what? How did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Why didn't they tell me, kind of thing. But it's like, I love leaving some stuff to mystery.
Yeah, and I like how did he, get to really learn about all this stuff, and was there kind of a Mushi-Shi that he grew up under, or did he just do it on his own?
Well, yeah, they kind of showed that.
Yeah, I mean, more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like they've already struck a good balance with the first season.
Absolutely.
And if I get a couple more episodes talking about Ginkgo, then I'm glad that we.
I just want a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
Just like 1 or 2 things,
And if they do go fully in depth, it might be amazing.
That's true.
And I don't know. I don't know. They've never really done Ginkgo like that before.
No. I guess another question along the same lines is, would you want a super grand conclusion to this season? Because the conclusion to the season 1 was really, it had some conclusive factors, but it was really subtle, and another just Ginkgo passing by another part of his life kind of thing.
I mean, no, I don't think I would want that, because it's not what I was watching the show.
It's not really the show, yeah.
It's not really the show. I feel like you don't need it. And if you were going to do something where one of your episodes more about Ginkgo's past or a past relationship or something, then you might save that for the last episode, and that be your last episode. And I would be great with that.
I'm definitely okay with another subtle ending, but something I feel like I might really enjoy is maybe the last couple episodes or something. There's this Mushi like no other that's like much more grand scale kind of thing that will like ensue our interest and put Ginkgo in a much more dire situation kind of thing, but it'll still have that subtle feeling, and I just want to be surrounded by something incredibly beautiful,
Yeah, okay. I worry about what you're saying, because I feel like that's getting close to an end of the world situation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Ginkgo is not like a hero that will save the day.
No.
He helps people on a small scale.
I just have this vision, you know? Like, it's not really end of the world kind of thing, just something, just Ginkgo looking at a huge, glowing, beautiful mess
Yeah.
kind of treatment, you
Yeah.
know? Just something little like that,
Yeah.
you know?
No, and I think they might do that. You
Because
know.
like on both of these episodes, they had great grand scale scenery concluding the
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Both of them, like
Mhm.
one with the birds and then the other just all the Mushi.
Yes. Yeah.
I just like a scene with that on a climax of an episode near
Yeah.
the end.
Mhm.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
But all around, I completely agree with you that it needs to stay true to itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. He needs to be doing it on a more small scale.
Right. That's what makes this anime so great. You
Yeah, it
know?
really is. It's just small stories,
Yeah.
you know, plucked out of the universe, and that's what's so good about it.
They're very humble yet grand at the
Yeah.
same time.
Definitely.
So, are there any parts in the last couple episode one scene that really stuck out with you?
Um, one scene that really stuck out was actually the last scene with the Mushi of the second season or of the second episode.
With the
Where,
birds?
yeah, where they're all flying away.
That was so
She's just looking
beautiful.
up. First of all, the animation was very good.
Yeah.
In that, usually it's minimalist, and that's really what the show is.
Right.
It doesn't. I mean, they animate a lot, and they're pretty detailed, but it's not.
Another thing I'm kind of glad about is like they seem to put it some like fine touches of it, but they didn't go super overboard.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Mhm.
like looking like Attack on Titan or Sword Art Online
Yeah.
kind of quality of animation, and I'm okay with that.
No,
you know?
I am too, and that's actually
I
why
I feel like it'd be jarring if they did
Yeah.
such a revamp of high quality kind of thing.
Mhm. So that's actually why I liked the end of the second season.
Yeah.
The other one I liked is in that second episode where the fog clears, where they're all on the cliff, and it's the red tide
Oh yeah.
that comes in. That was really well done as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
That was scary.
yeah.
Like I don't think we've ever seen. Well, maybe there are some episodes that are kind of dark, but rarely there's so much death involved in a Mushishi episode.
Mhm.
It was so great but so scary at the same time to think about.
Yeah. It's I really liked that second episode a lot.
Yeah.
And then really it was kind of those two scenes that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
How about you?
My favorite scene would probably be in the first episode of the second season where Ginkgo helps the guy escape from the gathering of Mushishi, and he just gives a brief explanation of what the Mushi are and stuff. It was the most simple, elegant explanation of the Mushi.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they? They're just part of our world.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and a little Mushi floats by
Yeah.
him kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful, elegant scene that the first episode altogether was a great progression for continuing viewers, but at the same time a perfect introduction for new viewers.
Yeah, that's very true. It was incredibly well done the way they managed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're totally right on that. I'm just now thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, actually it is. It's a very good intro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Along with offering a meeting of the Mushishi.
Yeah.
Which is interesting for people who've already seen the show.
Yeah, because we never got that treatment. We saw one or two Mushi here and there, but never a gathering kind of thing, which was totally awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool.
And marked some great evolution for the show.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So yeah, Mushishi second season. Definitely a thumbs up.
10 million thumbs up.
Yeah.
50 stars. Whatever you have it. I am in love with this. I was always in love with the series, and I will continue. Yeah. I know it. I know it.
And I think I'm really excited for this for the rest of this season too.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about a few episodes here and there of Ginkgo, a little bit more in depth about Ginkgo is fine. But really, I'm okay with the path we're going.
Let's just get the juicy formula of the show that we
Mhm.
all know and love.
Yes.
And
Really excited.
it'll be a wonderful ride.
Yeah. I'm excited because this is another one where there's a lot going on every season or every show this season.
Yeah.
And I always have Mushishi to kind of be there. It's
Absolutely.
It's all right. We're good.
Yes.
Go on a travel with Ginkgo? Okay, we're okay.
Yes.
We're good. Yeah.
I'd walk 10,000 miles with Ginkgo. I'd do it.
I'd walk 10,000 miles with Ginkgo.
Ooh.
That would be interesting. He probably
and
wouldn't
scary.
Be that, probably. He probably wouldn't be that interesting of a guy to like travel with. I don't know how much he would say.
Yeah, it'd be like awkward silence until a Mushi comes and messes everything up.
Yeah.
I can see it. We're just like freaking out, and then like Mushi's or Ginkgo's like, "Okay, time to go to work. Let's
go." guys, stop freaking out. I got this.
I got a formula for this in my giant backpack box, medicine box. Yeah.
So
couple places where you can find Mushishi for the new season. It's on Crunchyroll.
Yes.
As well as the OVA.
It comes out on Friday every week.
Yep.
And you can catch up if you are not a paid subscriber and you're just watching it for free on Crunchyroll. It's a week delay. So right now you can see the first 2 episodes, since this is coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see the first 2 episodes. You won't be able to see the third quite yet. And then...
Well, the third will come out once we got this posted up.
Right, but for free.
But not for free
yeah.
people. So for the free people, I think we should suggest other places, because... Oh, wait, no. We're talking about current season.
Yeah, current season, yes.
Past season. We'll get there. Okay.
Yeah, but current season, Crunchyroll, easy place to find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Past season,
you got a few more options.
Yes, you have a lot more options.
It is not on Crunchyroll, but it is on Hulu, free Hulu, not Hulu Plus, both subbed and dubbed.
Which is awesome, and I would recommend watching it dubbed. It's very, very good. It's a very good dub, and
it is.
It's not often that you get a dub that is very good.
No.
Like so good that it's, in my opinion, rivaled the Japanese.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think what really helps that process is there aren't extremities to the anime, you know?
Yeah, and there's not really a lot of precedence, you know, this kind of anime character does this usually, and then a Japanese voice actor would do this. It's
right, you basically have to have the voice and just speak. You don't have to be screaming Kamehameha or something like that kind of thing, which is like so many different animes.
Yeah.
So I think that helps, but absolutely, it's a wonderful dub.
Yeah.
So
definitely
if you want to try that out, you're in for a great treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also another great option would be Funimation's YouTube channel. So this first season is under Funimation. The second one is not.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember what production they're under now?
U.S. licensing? I don't know.
Oh,
I think they probably will go with Funimation, but it'll be after the show is over.
I feel like they're on with another.
Are they?
Animation group. I want to say Sentai, but Sentai Filmworks, but I could be wrong.
Well, that might be kind of interesting.
But I'm pretty sure they're under a new one.
Okay.
But Funimation has all of their stuff on YouTube.
Yes.
Commercial free.
Yeah, it's awesome.
In really good quality, and a lot of it is subbed and dubbed. So that's a great resource, and Mushi-Shi is one of those. Mm-hmm. One of those series you can check out on YouTube, so I would recommend that.
Definitely go check it out. It's a very good series.
Yes, if we've convinced these people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
It's the best.
We're not being too cocky, right? Nah. We totally convinced you to watch the series.
Yeah, we did it. But in all seriousness, if we haven't said it enough, this is an absolutely one-of-a-kind, unique anime.
Yeah, if anything, you won't see a lot like it at all.
No.
Not even on American TV.
Absolutely
just
not.
Just in general, you won't see anything like it. It's very good.
So, check it out.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. Well,
I think
that's it.
covered
this week.
everything. So, thank you so much, guys, for listening, and thank you for everyone who's commented and helped us share our podcasts and articles and stuff. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And we're going to continue to post articles out as well as this podcast. So, comment, message on the podcast, on the articles, on anything. We'll give you a shout out and have your replies voiced to the public.
Yes.
Because that is one of our greatest missions,
Yes.
is to have every voice heard.
So you can find us at thefanvoice.com, where you can see all of our articles that we keep up to date with news over the week.
Yep.
The Fanvoice Podcast on Facebook.
Yep. Facebook.com/The Fanvoice Podcast.
Yes. And then at Fanvoice Podcast on Twitter.
Yep. And then YouTube.
Yes.
For
YouTube.
our podcasts, youtube.com/The Fanvoice Podcast.
Yes.
So,
and you can also email at fan@thefanvoice.com as well.
Yeah. If you want to give a really in-depth opinion about everything we've talked about. If you've already seen the new Mushishi episodes, give us your opinion about it.
Yes,
We'd love to hear it. And we'll totally shout you out and shout out your opinion on the
Absolutely
next podcast.
We will.
So give us all that juicy info.
Yep. Give us a shout. We'll reply to you guys on the next podcast.
Yeah. So once again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.